or to achieve the work faster. That is the only change is happening in the IT industry. Is it clear now? AI is on top. Then on top of that, AI we have developed the machine learning to analyze and learn the complex patterns and data we require the deep learning and what is required neural networks. Is clear? And these are the types of machine learning algorithms you can see here. There are supervised learning, okay, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning, deep learning, deep reinforcement learning. That we will see a little bit faster and more. So see here, machine learning algorithms, they are given a diagram here. Just what is that? Unsupervised learning, what is that? Clustering, K means it, K models. These are algorithm names, okay? These are all algorithms available in the internet also. Or else you can give to the ChatGPT as an input and they will give the detailed explanation along with all the algorithms, okay? You know what is the algorithm? And dimensionality reduction, principal component analysis, feature selection, linear displacement analysis, and supervised learning algorithm. What is there? Regression and classification. They will work on based on that. And next one is what? Reinforcement learning. These are the different types of learning where we are using here. So supervised what here? So supervised learning will be going to learn based on the supervised. We are going to predict the inputs here, okay? We are going to predicting and we are doing the classifications based on the discrete tables and regression with the real values. We are giving as an input with the real. You are supervising whatever you give the input, it should be analyzed properly and given back to the user. Unsupervised is what here? We are giving something input and whatever the user gives the input or data or pattern to the AI machine, it should cluster. And you use the probability distribution estimation to know what is probability. If there are 10 items, how many tokens need to be extracted, that probability is going to be finding associations. Based on that, it will extract the features and use the dimension reduction to. This is how unsupervised learning will work, and semi-unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning here. We are going to use the decision making. That is, for example, robot. Chess machines here, right? You are using playing the chess, right? How to move the what we can say? What objects in the chess, right? If there is some, you are thinking, right? Based on that, it is going to work here. Reinforcement learning. These are example here. Once you learn what is AI, what is machine learning, deep learning is required. This is the basic. Based on that, we are using what generative AI. What is the generative AI? What is generative AI? Here we are using ChatGPT. Whatever the AI tools, Copilot, Cloudy, Google, what is that? Google Gemini. These are the different generative AI tools we are using to generate the tools by using artificial intelligence. So generative AI in short here it enables the user to quickly generate the new content based on the what here? Variety of inputs. User will give the variety of inputs. Based on that, it will go on giving the user inputs and outputs of these models can be included here. It may be a text output based on the images, sounds, animation, 3D models, or other type of data. Anything you give as an input to the system, and it will give as a text, image, voice, audio, whatever you want. It will give the output. Input may be any type, and output may be of any type. And these models learn to understand and replicate patterns in the data. They are learned, trained, and they can learn to generate the data points by capturing the underlying statistical properties of the data set. It includes the images, text, audio, even more complex types of the data. So, large language, LLM, you heard about. Okay, natural languages. These are the different languages we are using to analyze or we have to develop the applications. Again, there are different types of applications we are developing: text-based applications, voice-based applications, and image processing. Right? If you take a capture and if you take an image of any person and give as an input to the any image processing application, and it will give the image and it will give your output here. That is a generative AI. You are giving. Just see how it will work. Generative AI architecture. You are giving a random input and generator model what will we do? We will generate, and the real example, fake examples will be given, and that input will be a discriminator model, and that whatever the description model will be given, it will classify, the binary classifications will be done, and we will get the updated model, and the output will be getting. So even we can get the real and fake, we can give anything. It will automatically recognize and produce the output. So this is how architecture works. That is a generative AI model. Same thing I have explained here. So here you can see what models it contains here. There are two actual main components. One is of generator and another one is of discriminator. What is the generator here? This is a neural network that takes the random noise as an input and transforms into a data, and the image sample is the target data. So for example, image generation, the generator might produce the image that will be given to the home here, the next model called as a discriminator. So what it is going to do? This is another neural network that tries to distinguish between the real data from the training set and fake data produced by the generator. You see the diagram, right? There is a real data and fake data. Real means what? The data which is already trained and exists in the system. But some inputs we are giving along with the prompt that data is fake, that is not present in the trained machine. That will classify and it will give the input to the next model called as what? It will give the binary classification as a real and fake tokens. So what are the generative AI applications here? First one is what? Content generation. What is that? Like GPT. Okay. Generative pre-trained transform. GPT means what? We are telling you ChatGPT. GPT means what? Generative pre-trained transform. So you have to give the input, and based on that, it will do the learning. It will extract the tokens. Whatever the machine trains, based on that, it will only work here. And language translations are there. Models like transform-based models have been used for machine translation tasks, making it possible to automatically translate text between the different languages. Right? You are converting from Hindi to English, English to whatever language you want. There are different types of tools available online, offline, everywhere available. Right? If you convert from English to Kannada, Kannada to English, English to Marathi, any language you can do the conversion. Okay. And next was what? There are image generation and manipulation tools or applications of generative AI. So what is that? Image synthesis. What we are looking to here? JS. It will generate the high quality images, artwork, and even realistic faces. You can give the image to the AI by standing some slang. Okay. And by taking that image, if you ask to AI or any tool to rotate the image by, or what we can say, some degree, or how you want the user inputs, automatically it will rotate and it will show you the outputs. And style transfer here you can say JN's generative one, sorry, adversarial networks, other generative models can transform the style of one image to another, creating visual to funny. In between you see one application you receive that, what is that? I am unable to recollect that. You are giving the image to that and it will give you some, what is that? You know that? What? Do later, what is it? Had a breakfast or not? Have it done. You know the book, something? Give, right? So if you give an image, it will give us some different art. Even if you give an image and you want to see your childhood photo, that will also convert your future as well as the past photo it will convert. That is called as a image generation and manipulation. You can use the what here generative AI. So again, generative applications also used for what? Voice synthesis, voice generation, and also we can use the data accumulation. Okay, what is already voice synthesis and voice generation is what? If you can give the text as an input, it will give the voice output, and you can give the voice as the input, it will give the text as the output here. So like the data implementation of generative models can create a synthetic data to augment the training data sets, improving the performance of the machine learning models. We can give some inputs to the system which can give a better solutions or better data training data. We can do the analysis and give the input to the system.